I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good day, Ahyiana Angel. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful day?
I'm great. I'm fantastic. How are you?
I am excellent. It's a great pleasure to connect with you, Ahyiana.
Likewise. I'm excited.
Oh, well, tell me, what part of the world are you in right now?
I'm actually in sunny California, and it is sunny today.
Wow, well, that's an extreme. It's extremely rainy in Trinidad right now.
Oh, look at that. We're opposites.
Yeah, we are. So do tell me, which of your talents is responsible for us meeting?
I think I'd have to say it's my gift to gab, podcasting.
Yeah, definitely. So tell me about your podcast, please.
So my podcast is called Switch, Pivot, or Quit, and it is the number one podcast for women's empowerment in the San Francisco Bay Area. And basically, the conversations that I have are with women about their switch, pivot, or quit experience to hopefully inspire or encourage other women to go out there, chase their dreams, and do what they really want to do and not worry about the confines of society and their expectations.
Wow, you said all of that in one breath. Wow, you are good. So who did you learn that from? Who did you learn that skill from? The skill of encouraging others.
You know what? I think it's just natural. I didn't learn it, and I really didn't know that I had it until I went through my own switch, pivot, or quit. And I went from being a sports publicist to going on this adventure to writing a novel. And through that process, a lot of people, because I quit doing sports PR, and to be honest, I had a job in New York at the National Basketball Association, and so many people thought that I was crazy to leave that position. But at the same time, there was a whole nother group of people that were really inspired by me taking a chance on myself and just following what I really wanted to do and what felt true to me. So during that journey, a lot of people were coming to me and saying that they were inspired and encouraged by my story. And then when I really looked up and evaluated what was happening, for years, people have been coming to me, whether it be for casual advice, connections, what should I do, all these different scenarios. And I wondered, why are people coming to me? And then one day I was like, you know what? It's because you typically have an answer, and you typically push people and encourage them and motivate them and give them positive words and affirm what it is they want to do. So at that point, I said, you know what? I better recognize what's happening here. This is natural, and maybe this is not the direction I thought I'd be going in, but I need to go with it because it's what's happening.
Wow. Well, you definitely take time to listen to yourself.
I do. I try.
Yeah, it's very important. So you being that person means that you are the person that has definitely weathered the storms, right? And
Right.
gotten on the other side of that.
hmm
Why will you continue to repeat that skill? Basically, going into those storms, understanding that your experiences will bring value for others.
I think you just said it. I think I continue to do the work that I do because I know what it feels like to be on the other side and to just feel like helpless, hopeless, like lost, confused, all of that. Like, what am I going to do? And sometimes you just need solutions, you need answers. Sometimes you just even need someone to talk it through with. So for some people, it's not as in depth as it is for other people. But for me, knowing what that feels like and having come from that space, I feel like it is my gift to others if I'm able to assist in that space. And I feel like everyone should have that happiness day to day. And it shouldn't come from necessarily the job that you're doing, your career, your profession. It should come from inside. But I do understand the role that your day to day and your career plays in that, in having an impact on that happiness.
Wow. Wow. Well, hey, I'm listening to you and I'm really intrigued by your voice, length of breath, right? You speak many words in one breath. You've obviously done this quite a lot, right? Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. No one's ever said that before. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. So tell me then one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
Over the last 3 years, what I've done consistently. Um, I don't know. You know why? Because I'm not typically described as the most consistent person. And I know that that is not the best, especially in business, because everyone, always talks about consistency, consistency. And I understand the importance of consistency, but I'm also a person that likes to explore, and I can get bored easy. So for a period of time, I was really heavy into writing. And then I realized that there's so much isolation in writing that I wanted to be able to explore and connect with people more on a different level. So then I ventured a little bit away from that, but I still go back and forth with it. So if there's anything that is the most consistent, maybe it's writing, but I'd say like researching, connecting with people, doing events. For the last 3 years, I've been hosting events, whether it be to promote myself as an author or to promote the podcast.
How does that make you feel? The promotion part.
It's scary. It's scary because you are putting yourself out there. When anytime that you say, hey, I'm going to sign up, I'm going to do this event, I want to bring people out for this specific purpose or reason, you're hoping that people come out and that people are interested in what you are presenting. And that's a scary thing because no one wants to feel like let down, like, no one came out. But as I continue on this journey, I learned that everyone goes through this phase. Most people that can really draw a crowd, they have not always been able to draw a crowd. They had to start somewhere. And when you start small, that's when people are able to grow with you and become more and more invested in you and what you do. I have some people that will come to whatever I do, whatever I host, because now they've connected with me on a different level. So they're invested in whatever I'm doing because they see the value in the different things that I do. And I guess they like me too.
Yeah, so just to someone out there that may be listening that may have that feeling, right? That exact same feeling that, hey, I want to do something, but hey, I'm afraid. Why should they do what you've done?
I would say because fear is that thing that you don't want to look back on and say, wow, I let it stop me from doing all these things that I wanted to do and could have done. You'll realize once you just push yourself out of that comfort zone and just try the first step, even if the first step is telling a few friends, hey, I'm going to host this event, or selecting a date or selecting a venue. If you just make those first steps, you'll find that it's not as hard as you think, and the apprehension and the anxiety for trying new things and doing different things, it's there for everyone. You're not alone. Just when you're going on this journey, just know that, hey, I'm not the only person feeling this way. So I just need to power through it, get it done. I'll feel so much better on the other side, because no matter if you host an event and you have 5 people show up, or you have host an event and you have 50 people show up, you'll still feel a sense of accomplishment on the other side of it, because you did something that was unfamiliar to you and you executed it. So now it's just about building and continuing to do it and continuing to make efforts on the outside of the event that will help to make the events bigger and better. Maybe it's promoting, or maybe it's partnering with other people, whatever it is. But if you just push past those first layers, you'll get on the other side and you'll feel very accomplished.
Amazing audience, we are live with Ahyiana Angel. She is the podcast host of Switch, Pivot, or Quit. Do check that out. Ahyiana, let's switch gears for a moment now. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water.
Okay.
Ahyiana, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Oh, my earliest childhood memory. I'd have to say I used to spend a lot of time at my grandparents' house. When I was first born, my mother and I lived with my grandparents. And I'd say my earliest childhood memories are being with my grandmother. She would be buzzing around the house and stuff. And funny story, one day I actually caught her carpet on fire. So they used to have these coupons that were made of it was like newspaper, but as a kid, it didn't look like newspaper. It looked a little different. So I thought, hey, I want to see if this will burn. I don't know why, but I put it into an electric heater. I put a piece of the coupon into an electric heater. Naturally, it caught on fire. It started getting closer to my fingers. I got scared. I dropped it on her brand new carpet, and then I stomped it out. It burned this big black hole. She came in from getting the clothes out of the dryer in the garage, and obviously, I thought that she knew what happened, but she knew what something happened because there was this burning smell. Yeah. And so, yeah, that wasn't so great, but I do remember that vividly.
Oh, that is funny. Wow, that is hilarious. Wow, I can imagine though, like she's there and she's, how is it possible for you to?
Yes,
So let me do
she was
that.
pissed.
Yeah, let me
She
do
was
that.
pissed.
Let me do that. Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Sure.
I love the idea that you made fire from absolutely nothing.
Love it.
That is intriguing.
Yes, yes,
It's the
yes, yes.
entrepreneurial journey, right? Hey,
I guess it's the
there were no
discoverer in
matches.
me.
Yeah, there were no
Exactly.
matches.
No matches.
There was fire. I love that. I
Yes.
love that. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Ooh, when I was 12, I have no clue. I don't even I don't know. I really don't know.
What's one song that pops immediately in your mind?
Right now from now,
Yeah,
uh
from then.
oh, from then, I'd say it probably was something from like probably from like a Tupac or something like that, or Belle Biv DeVoe or something. I don't know.
All right.
Like I'm a 90s kid, so like I don't know.
Oh, it's cool.
But I loved everything R&B and TLC, all of that. Like I loved it. So I don't know what I don't I'm not great with songs and time periods. Like there's a lot of people that identify time periods in life by song.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people.
All right. It's cool. It's cool either way. Hey, well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to go pretty quickly here. Ahyiana, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
No.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Sometimes. Yeah. Yes.
All right. What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Oh, more than 8.
Ahyiana Angel, after having 1,001 conversations in 3 months, I came up with a workbook. The name of it is called Yours, Your Own Unique Real Self. As you go through that book, it comes to your own unique real statement, your mission. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, something that represents Ahyiana Angel, what would you say that is?
I would say my unique statement is that I am born to be an encourager, to uplift and inspire others by telling the stories that inspire.
Love it. Ahyiana Angel, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
You can check out the Switch Pivot or Quit podcast and more of me on switchpivotorquit.com, and then I love to hang out on Instagram, same name, Switch Pivot or Quit, and slide in the DMs.
There we go. Ahyiana Angel, thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-minute convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on 12-minute convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.